Today is a new day.
Hi, I'm Ashley, the Constant Wanderer, and this week we'll be wondering why the Dashleys packed up their entire lives and disappeared to Jamaica for 2.5 months. I feel like it's really important for me to tell you guys why we went to Jamaica before I launch into the trip. Jamaica is the largest island in the Caribbean Commonwealth. It has a population of about 2.8 million people, and it's most well known for its reggae music, aka Bob Marley, and Usain Bolt. The first reason why we decided to go is because it's where I'm from, and as a 30-year-old woman I had never been to Jamaica. Can you believe it? When you become a parent, you have this inflated sense of history and legacy, past and future, where you come from and where you're going, you know. And I really wanted to take Alipe with me and visit my roots and immerse myself in that heritage. We're currently driving in the car up to a place called Moko. This is my great aunt, Auntie Varys. My cousin Katie's driving, Mum's in the front, Babe's in the lap, as we do. So Moko is where my family's from, my grandparents' parents, and I'm not quite sure even how far it goes back from there. As you can see, like, it's proper bush up here in the countryside. This is travelling back in time, isn't it? Travelling back in time to where it all began. All of my London family, all of my family who have emigrated or been there in the past, were giving me so many horror stories about, you know, how I'd get robbed, how, you know, you get killed out there, like people are ruthless, family are ruthless, friends are ruthless, you can't trust anybody. I really had a massively morbid view of Jamaica, and I realised, speaking to more and more people, that a lot of people have this view of the island, that it's a dangerous place. And one of the key sort of economic drivers of Jamaica is all of their resorts. And many people who experience Jamaica experience it within the four walls of these resorts, on manicured gardens and on manicured beaches and eating manicured food or slightly diluted versions of Jamaican cuisine. And Daniel and I have never travelled like that. So the idea of going to Jamaica and, you know, going and immersing myself in the real culture was a scary thing. Very, very scary at the time. But it had to be done. Anyone who becomes a mother learns very quickly that it's an all-consuming beast. And I was scared because the Ashley that I'd been for 30 years was slowly withering and dying inside of me. And I needed a challenge. I needed to do something other than the everyday. I needed to do something extraordinary. The third reason why we went to Jamaica was to save our family. And that sounds really dramatic, but I'm being actually really, really serious. I initially went out there for the first 3 weeks with my mum, and it was 3 generations, my mum, myself and Alipe. We went to stay with my maternal side of the family, people who I'd never met before, which was awesome, it was great. I had 3 weeks of space from Daniel and from our home life to put things in perspective. Before I left, we were really struggling because Daniel was working 60-hour weeks, and although we had gone into parenthood as a team, you have this kind of idea that, you know, we're women and we're men and we're equal and we share responsibility equally and everything is equal. The reality of becoming parents was nothing like that. I realised very, very quickly that the day-to-day management and responsibility of caring for this new life fell on my shoulders as mother, while Dad goes out to work. Traditional view that I never subscribed to growing up, that I always thought was a bit of a cliche, that I always believed was anti-feminist and, you know, patriarchal oppression. But the reality of having a baby is that they need you. And this whole family unit, this mother, dad, baby vibe, isn't necessarily as clear cut as that. We were a part-time family. Evenings and weekends were the only time that we really got to spend together, and it was sad for me because I felt alone, and despite the support of my friends and family. And it was hard for Daniel because he was missing out on some of the best bits of being a parent. So I mean it, like, travelling for 2.5 months around Jamaica saved our family. We had the time to fortify our bond. You know, Daniel had time to engage and really like jump into being a father and being around Alipe. He owned that shit, you know. That time that we spent together was gold. The adventures were So yeah, those are 3 reasons why I really needed to go to Jamaica and why we travelled there as a family. Over the next few vlogs, we'll be taking you around a whole country. We literally smashed it. And I'm really excited to share with you some of the best places that we visited, give you some top tips on how to travel with a baby in that climate, and also just generally share with you the awesomeness that is JA. Jamaica, Jamaica. Next up on The Constant Wanderer. After a short stop in Maypen, Clarendon, visiting family, Mum and I headed up to the Blue Mountains, where the deep dive into Jamaica really began.